Hey there, Jeff.
Hi, good to see you. Thanks for letting me join you this afternoon to talk about some good guys and maybe some not so good guys.
All right, let's start off with the good guys. This is the holiday season. Let's start off with the good ones. You have three CEOs, the CEOs of Pfizer, Honeywell, and there's a third CEO, the CEO of GM. That's one I found particularly interesting. Why is that one of your picks for top CEOs?
I'm so glad that you asked me to defend Mary Barra, because the Honeywell is the one which they've had a little bit choppier year in terms of their performance, but Honeywell has just done a lot on the COVID front, a lot on sustainability. But Mary has delivered, amazing results. I think her stock is up somewhere around 40% or so for the year. But beyond the stock returns, she's taking this, 150-year-old company and really spun it around 130 years, whatever, and managed to do amazing things by taking them into the EV business instead of the bravado of Elon Musk. And I agree with that earlier discussion you guys had that maybe some of the Musk Tesla recall might not be so dramatic, although it's 1 out of 4 they're recalled right now. It's not a major problem. Mary Barra, she's had some recalls, but boy, they've done very well with their movement into EV. Of course, especially with the GM, with the GMC Hummer EV, but the Lyric for the Cadillac, for delivery trucks, for the Silverado truck coming out for Chevy and things on a lot of fronts. They're also doing this with their own battery. And not many people appreciate the fact that she's been doing this with a lot of their own semiconductors. They've managed supply chain extraordinarily well, at least as well as anybody, if not better, in the industry. So, and on top of that, her service roles are incredible. This time last year, we would be celebrating her for what they did to pivot to give us the protective gowns and masks and building ventilators for the government, for the nation, which was incredible. And now she steps into taking over the business roundtable role in all of her free time, which is a hugely generous civic act.
So pivoting and transformation seems to be the theme for your top picks. Pfizer's CEO obviously involved with the production of the COVID-19 vaccine. You mentioned Honeywell. They've really transformed from kind of an old school industrial company to a new age industrial company focused on sustainability. Why are you so, I guess, impressed by this transformation in particular? Because they're not the only company that's made moves similar to this.
No, and the numbers wouldn't be as dramatic, say, as you mentioned Pfizer, where it's up 60%. Everybody knows, of course, about the Pfizer vaccine and how well that's doing. Not everybody knows that this Pfizer vaccine, though, is the only one which is from age 5 on up. Moderna doesn't have that. And, of course, Albert Bourla takes this drug to somewhere around 150 countries, almost as many countries the United Nations recognizes that drug is there. And they're giving away, basically, giving away the license for the manufacturing of the only antiviral drug that's proven to be around 85% effective. And they're the only the only pharmaceutical company that both vaccines and an antiviral drug. It's an incredible story and a Holocaust survivor on top of that. But the story on Honeywell is what's great is that they've been beaten down a bit in recent years and have reformulated themselves. The stock would be higher if it weren't for their exposure to the airline industry. But which people are pounding their chests on ESG, and all the institutional investors telling you about what they care about in terms of zero carbon, negative, carbon neutral, whatever it is, debating the angels on the ends of a pen. He's actually doing something. Is that they've been doing a great job taking out chlorofluorocarbons out of the air and refrigerants, down around 65% in what they've been doing in the automotive and especially in the aerospace front, being able to take out perhaps 85% of pollutants is remarkable. On every part of the sustainability story, they're involved in that in a big way. Similarly, they've got
Jeff, let me interrupt you just for a second. I hate to cut you off, but we want to make sure we get to the CEOs on the hot seat before we let you go. 3 of them, CEO of Robinhood, Facebook, and Activision Blizzard. I want to start off with Robinhood, if you don't mind. Isn't it a bit early for Vlad Tenev to be on the hot seat?
No. And by the way, probably some viewers will say, how could I ignore the, Apple reaching, $1 trillion valuation? It's a remarkable story. And what they've done on privacy is really great. And they deserve to be runners up. And similarly, you might say Brian Cornell with Target. It's been an incredible story. They're up 30%. And what they've done in multi-channel is remarkable in all their lines. But Vlad, oh, my gosh, there you have it. This guy, they represent themselves as being this liberator, the democratization of Wall Street. What bunk. You're going to get some calls, and I'll get some hate mail on this. The truth is, this is a scam. This pay for order flow is not giving the investors the best price. No, they're not paying a commission, but in fact, you have high frequency traders that are bailing out this company, pumping them up when they were in distress because they're on both sides of the equation. That's what keeps this company going. And the payment for order flow just means that when you put in your order, it gets put on a shelf, and somebody jumps ahead as sort of a two-step. You could almost say it's equivalent to front running of sorts, because they're going to trade on what you do before you get to exercise it. You're not getting the best execution. That's the problem. So it's more like the Sheriff Nottingham. Plus, the stock was about $85 a few months ago. Now it's $17 a share. That's pretty poor performance.
It's definitely down from the IPO price, Jeff. Jeff, we're going to have to leave it there. I don't know about hate mail, but people definitely have Twitter fingers and some comments on Reddit right now after those comments. Jeff Sonnenfeld from the Yale School of Management. We appreciate you being here.